Welcome to Nuggets, bite-sized lessons to help you live, lead and think better. We take one simple idea, one little nugget and turn it into something you can use in your everyday life. I'm Pellegrino.
And I'm Francois.
There he is.
You know, there's a moment right after something goes wrong where you decide what to say or sometimes not to say. And that moment, that very moment, defines your integrity. Just like when you're going to, or when you are recording an episode about honesty, you're so happy when it's done and you realize that somebody in the studio forgot to press the record button. But that someone humbly said, "Shit, I forgot to press the button. I fucked up.
Yeah,
I'm sorry."
thank you. All right,
That's okay. It's complicated. Many buttons.
But
It's
at least I did something that the viewers are going to find out about later, because there's a moment right after you do something wrong. In this case, not pressing the record button, which is the most important part. We're going to talk a lot about that. And by the end of the episode, like all our episodes, we're going to give you 3 things that you can do in everyday life regarding honesty and how to come across as a more honest person, basically. Yeah, that's it. That's what we're going to do. But thanks for raising that. We did record this episode just now and I forgot to press the record button, but the button is on now. Take us away, my man. What are we talking about?
We're talking about honesty, as we have pointed out, but it popped up because I was at a dinner with some friends a couple of weeks ago, and we came to talk about the topic that everybody's talking about these days in Norway, about the mishap with the royal family related to the Epstein files. And it's that's just one example, because we have several examples in politics, leadership, where people are choosing to be, I say they're choosing to be dishonest, and
are they choosing to be dishonest? That's an interesting one.
Yeah, it is. And,
do you choose to lie? Do you choose to be honest, or is it something you can't avoid?
It's both, but they still have the choice, because these examples, politicians, royalties, leaders, they have roles they need to relate to. So there is a choice attached to that role, if you ask me. That's my personal opinion. If you are a leader or in a position of power, you have the choice to hold that position in an honest or dishonest fashion. That's your choice.
Let's make this a little bit more concrete, because I feel it's kind of swirling up in the air. That dinner party you had, I believe you were really talking about the royal family here in Norway.
We were talking about one specific interview with the princess, the Crown Princess, Mette-Marit, after the Epstein files.
So the Epstein file revelations that she's had a lot of contact with Epstein. We don't need to go into too much gory details, because we're not trying to shame her or no. But the point about it, for anyone who isn't,
the record button is on, by the way.
It is, yeah. I keep checking the record button. There's a big. The point about this the Crown Princess in Norway is that it took 6 weeks to come out with a public statement.
Yep.
Now, she's struggling with her health at the moment, a real problem. She's got a lung condition, which is quite serious. She also has a son who's going through a very demanding trial in court. So as a mother and as a human being, we understand, but still it took 6 weeks. 6 weeks to come out. And it reminds me of a quote by Mark Twain. I've got it here, actually. "A lie can travel halfway around the world while the truth is still putting on its shoes." Well, I think that's really relevant in her case.
It's relevant, and while they are running away from the truth, it just comes to our perception that it's hard work. You know, it's an emotional, a cognitive overload to be lying that much, because you dive into a universe you no longer control. So many lies. Yeah,
that's a really important point.
You start losing your voice when you lie so much.
That's really gravelly. That's beautiful.
I need a snooze to help me out.
That's a really good point. Cognitive overload. So lying is much harder work than telling the truth.
Yeah, it is.
It overloads your brain. I had a friend once who said to me once, "Honesty is the best policy." And I said, "Really?" He said, "Yeah, because you don't have to keep remembering the last thing you said." It's really difficult to remember. What did I say last time? I got to stick to the story. Isn't that how the police investigators basically break down suspects.
You keep
repeating the story
until the errors pop up. You know, it's a policy of lies, isn't that? No, policy of truth is the Depeche Mode. But I think when it comes to dishonesty and lying, when you lie, it's the first step is the hardest.
Yeah.
To bring out the truth. But as time passes by, you keep coming up with more excuses, and it only gets worse.
Yeah.
If you manage that first step, that first admittance, I think much of the job is done.
Or the other way, once you tell the first lie and the second lie and the third, it becomes more and more difficult to actually stop the lying and say the truth. Because I guess it's a survival mode then, isn't it?
It is. It's a bit like making money. The first million in the opposite way. The first million is hard, and then it becomes easier and easier.
What?
That's a saying too. So no. But jokes aside, that's a good point you're making there. And as soon as you start in the right way and are honest, it only becomes easier, because it's hard to blame or point a finger at somebody who's telling the truth. If let's use this specific example,
right,
like we did in the previous recording,
okay, go on.
which wasn't recorded. No bitterness. It was time well invested. But imagine if the Crown Princess had stepped forward earlier than 6 weeks or 8 weeks, whatever it was, and admitted, okay, I know this man. I've done things that are not proper to my position. I'm human as well to my role as your Crown Princess, and I hereby want to admit that I'm guilty of wrongdoings. And then it's not easy to point the finger at her.
No.
She's honest.
She's honest, and say something like, I can't change the past, but I'm going to do my damnedest to change the future, or to influence the future.
Exactly.
That's it. That's all we needed.
It's simple.
Again, I'm fascinated. Why didn't she just do that?
I think it's part of the conflict with the expected role.
Yeah, but then that's okay. Because she's expected to be perfect.
Yeah,
but then that comes across as hypocrisy. Then you're hypocritical.
That's the worst. Hypocrisy is the worst. I know you have a quote on that.
Hypocrisy. I definitely do.
I know you have a quote on that.
I've got quotes for everything, because I think it's worth. I want to just. I just want to make a little mention to the viewers here. The whole concept of nuggets. I do have these. We don't have a manuscript, but I do have some quotes here that I always want to get out. And
we have an outline, we have a direction.
Yeah. Nuggets, the whole concept of nuggets started that you and I both read a lot.
Avid readers.
Avid readers. I start every day by reading, actually.
I end every day with reading.
Fantastic. And I've got a wall of books next door, a whole wall of books. Yeah. And it's a shame to have all that knowledge and not kind of harvest it and share it. So we were talking one day and I said, what about if we take a quote or a line from one of these many books or one of your many books, and we use that line as a basis for some kind of podcast? A little nugget of truth, a nugget of knowledge, a nugget of gold. Nuggets.
And here we are.
It was born. And that's how it was born, right? That's how it was born. So where am I going with this? The quote.
Yeah.
The quote is, well, actually, it's from research that appeared in 2017 in a New York Times article. Research shows we often judge hypocrites more harshly than people who openly lie. Think about that for a second. It's better to lie than be a hypocrite. Well, the best is to tell the truth, but if you're going to pick the two evils,
the two evils. Yeah.
How many hypocrisy? Can you think of any?
Yeah, but that's the element of pretense. We're pretending to be something that we are not. I think that's or research shows that is the worst people can think about.
And this goes for leaders as well. I'm thinking of leaders in companies as well. Not that they want to go out in there, but and maybe they'll not be actively lying, but they might be drip feeding their employees information, thinking that it protects them. How about that one?
Who do you like better, Trump or Musk?
Oh God, do I have to choose?
Yeah, two evils.
I don't like either of them.
Me neither, but who do you like better of the two?
I'd have to. I don't know if this is the right answer. Trump.
I think Musk.
Why?
Because he doesn't lie as much and talk. We know he's just mental and crazy.
Okay, so you're saying the active lie.
Trump is sometimes pretending to. Sometimes he's praising Allah. Sometimes he's praising God, and sometimes he has said. What did he say? I don't need to relate to international law. I let my own morale control
I think
my
it's on
decisions.
another level. I think it's on another level there.
Yeah, but Musk is easier to predict, I think.
Yeah. But when it comes to honesty, who's the more honest?
We can't use these two examples.
No, that was a bad example. But
it's a bad example.
who is the least dishonest of the two? I think Musk is the least dishonest.
Yeah, that's why I like him better.
Oh.
It's
interesting. Yeah,
easier to relate to.
I'm with you.
Because Trump pretends to be something else that he doesn't even know himself, that he cannot understand.
Are you a good liar?
Yes.
Oh. I didn't expect that answer.
No, imagine my whole career of my characters. I pretend to be other characters, and people get fooled by.
So you have to kind of lie.
It is in a way a lie, but I'm using the dishonesty of the characters to play with stereotypes. So there's no element of nastiness in it. I use it as a tool.
Interesting.
But if I would use those skills in a setting which was not correct, not arranged in an event, then I would be a good liar.
It reminds me of the scene in Help Me, True Romance.
Which one?
When the mafia boss.
Oh, the dialogue. Dennis Hopper, Christopher
There are
Walken.
17 ways to lie.
Yeah.
No, 21 ways to lie. A woman has 17. Pantomimes. No,
That's
I mean,
beautiful.
when she popped up on the TV for the interview,
in hyphens,
20 minutes time. It was a bit like a Nuggets episode. They had 20 minutes to ask questions.
But that's too short for a topic like that.
The questions were pre-sent as well, right? The first thing that popped up in my head before she opened her mouth were, "Tell me lies, tell me sweet little lies." Right? Tell me lies, tell me lies.
It became hypocritical.
Already knew what was coming. That is so bizarre. That is either really bad advising from her communication staff.
And imagine the build up to it. It was announced.
Yeah.
You get expectations. You think, okay, this is the moment of truth. And then you're served 20 minutes of disappointment.
Do you think it would have been better if they'd advertised it with this tune before they went on the TV?
I don't think.
No. Bear with me, because then you're telling them I'm about to tell lies. Therefore, by definition, you're telling the truth because you're telling them you're going to tell lies.
Yeah, but with the insight they didn't show, they wouldn't have get that one. They would have gotten it.
Come on, it would have worked. It would have been cool, actually.
Yeah.
All right, get ready to listen.
Just as cool as the special effects you love to play. Can I hear it one more time?
Yeah, sure.
Yeah. Hey, we forget that this is filmed. It's filmed.
Oh, yeah, it's being filmed now. Okay,
filmed.
listen. I feel we're wandering around it. We need to sort of reel this in the favourite part of the program. I know for you at least. Are you ready for it?
I'm ready. Always ready for this part of the program where we get specific, where we get very, very into you guys watching now, where we help you with 3 pieces of advice that you can use in your life. And the first one is bring it out as soon as you can. Say it early.
Say it early.
Rip off the Band-Aid.
Yeah.
Don't postpone it.
Because it's that moment right after the transgression. Oh, what a beautiful word.
Transgression.
That's a beautiful word, yeah.
And that defines your integrity as a person.
The moment after, that's your moment to pick it. Do it then. So you say it early, okay? Because the longer you wait, we know what happens.
The tougher it gets, and that's number 2.
Otherwise, that lie will be traveling around. Number 2, say the hard part. What does that mean? Don't go around the porridge. That's
Jump into the grøt.
That's a Norwegian expression.
Yeah, which is ikke gå rundt grøten.
Yeah.
Which means don't walk around the porridge. Yeah. There's a tempting piece of melted butter in the middle of it. Jump straight to that one and bring out the hard part. It makes everything easier afterwards.
So say it early, say the hard part, go straight into it. And then the third one would be?
Say it once.
What does that mean?
Don't polish. Don't make detours around the core of the message.
Yeah, a little bit what the number 2. So say it early, go straight to the core, and say it once.
Yeah, that's it.
That's the opposite of what the princess did when she came on. Do you remember all the hesitation?
Yeah, there's been made lots of memes and
memes and reels and about this
parodies, puppetry, funny puppetry videos. Those things don't appear if you deliver the truth and honesty well. Because then there's nothing to arrest you for.
I think what was sitting here, I was kind of pondering and reflecting on what we're talking about here in this episode. This is, in the real world, it's really useful, I think, for leaders of companies. We're going through volatile times, changes. Employees want to know. You've got to tell them. Think about that as a leader. Say it early, say the hard part, and say it once.
Yeah, because many things in times of change, downsizing, we have to adapt, markets change, AI is changing everything, we're reframing constantly, and people need certainty, they need trust, they need predictability. And if you're dishonest, you're delivering the opposite of all those things. So as a leader, this isn't only to make or to shame anybody, this is meant to be useful. We use examples to illustrate what we want to bring out as nuggets. And honesty is important as a leader, as a partner, as a parent, as a person.
Brilliant. You know what? I think I want you to wrap this up. I'm going to focus the camera on you and I'm going to cue you in with the outro. Look deep into the camera. It's all on you. You are the main focus, my man. Are you ready?
Yes, sir. Honesty. It's that hard but essential part of our lives in communication, in a relation, and in trust. Be honest. Sometimes it's tough, but in the long run, honesty is always a big winner when you want to build something that lasts, whether it is a friendship or a leadership. So lead with honesty. Thanks for watching, folks, and we love being with you, and I hope you share this with people who might be interested in improving their lives and not being average, dishonest assholes.
Yeah, why not subscribe? How about that? Subscribe to, how about that?
Does it cost anything?
No, free.
I'm
Completely
Dutch.
free.
We like free stuff.
Thanks for watching, guys.